Hello, welcome to TSC Talks, the podcast where we talk about tuberous sclerosis complex. If you don't know what tuberous sclerosis complex is, you can consult Google, or I can tell you. I'll give you a little bit of a brief. I'm not a doctor, and I do want to put this out there that I'm not here to give any kind of hardcore medical information, any kind of super factual information. What I'm here to do mostly is to interview, have conversations with people in the TSC community that have an interest in sharing their experience. So, putting that out there, tuberous sclerosis is a medical disease that causes benign tumors to grow in different organs of the body. That being said, it's very variable because the manifestations of TSC are so all over the place and can be very severe or very mild. One manifestation within an individual can be severe, while another may be mild. So, for instance, one child may have severe seizures and very minimal facial angiofibromas, and another child may have very minimal skin symptoms, minimal seizures, possibly major problems with kidney angiomyolopomas. Some people have subependymal giant cell astrocytomas and end up having brain surgery or some other brain issue. That's really a very scary experience and speaks to the importance of finding a cure because of the life-threatening nature of this condition. So there's people with severe epilepsy. There's people that don't have seizures that also, fall under the diagnosis. So again, like I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm just here to talk to y'all, and that's what I'm going to do. I started the podcast a few years ago and didn't get very much farther than interviewing my own children. So when I went to the World TSC Conference a few months ago, oh my goodness, it's been a few months, I thought, wow, this is such a great community. I am so inspired and motivated, and particularly with the TSC moms, that's what I am, and I fell in with that group. So originally I was going to just start interviewing moms with tuberous sclerosis that were affected in some way, but I thought, before I did that, I talked to other individuals that have tuberous sclerosis complex that aren't my children and get some information of what it's like on their end. Anyways, it can be really tough to manage. It's hard to compartmentalize this condition. It's going to bleed over into all areas of your life. So get ready if you have if you get the diagnosis. What we're here to tell you too is there is life after the diagnosis. And that's kind of what, we want to focus on the positive, though we may delve into some, difficult, heavy topics in the process. Don't get discouraged. Hang in there. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and we're here to help each other. So, I think that is key to managing this, is asking for help. And like I said, that's why it's hard to compartmentalize it, because you're going to need help. You're going to need help all across the spectrum. You're going to need help from social workers, doctors. You're going to need help from psychiatrists, from psychologists, possibly. Now, I'm not saying you're going to always need that, but I think it's important to be aware that it's okay to say, this is a lot. I need help. I need help managing this. My children, I need help managing this myself. I need help with the weight of this condition. So anyways, today I'm interviewing Justin Leslie, who is 20, and he goes to the University of Rhode Island. He's a junior and a student of pharmacological sciences. So he will tell you he has is mildly effective, but I want you to hear Justin. He's wonderful and he's articulate. And I really had a good time interviewing him, and I appreciate his willingness to talk to me. I actually met his mother through a Facebook group a few years ago, and we had a connection, and she's interested in getting involved in the podcast, so hopefully we'll hear from her too at some point. anyways, I hope you enjoy this podcast. I'm going to start a Facebook page and put some notes about it on there, as well as links. So by the time you hear this, maybe it'll already be in development. But there's a lot to share. There's a lot that I've learned, and there's a lot of hope. And, maybe on one particular day when I am having a difficult time with a prescription on a Sunday, perhaps when I have to page a doctor to, go call a pharmacy or something like that, and I feel like throwing the phone across the room, I remember my good TSC mom friends. I remember their faces. I know that they know what it's like. And that's just been a huge help to me. So anyways, we're going to step right into the interview with Justin. But I just wanted to thank you all for tuning in again. And I hope that you enjoy this. And I hope to be putting out more of them. So as I said, get in touch with me if you're interested in being interviewed. This is kind of a little bit of structure. And I have questions I will send you, but I want it to be somewhat fun and just casual, I guess. So without further ado, thanks for listening, and here we go. Hello?
Hi, Jill.
Hey.
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh, not bad. Yeah, like I said, I set it up so I can record the call and do upload it so I can, I can edit it.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. So
I understand.
So how are you?
Good. A little tired, not gonna lie, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. I couldn't fall asleep last night, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Back at school, all that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, get back into the routine.
So I'm just gonna say this so it comes out on the podcast. This is Justin Leslie, and he is 20, and he goes to URI, that's University of Rhode Island. And you are a pharmacology student?
I am a Bachelor of Pharmaceutical Sciences.
I apologize.
Bachelor
of Pharmaceutical. Why did I get pharmacology? Anyways, and you...
I take pharmacology, so it's like the same idea.
The same idea, along the same lines. All right. And you are a sophomore?
I'm a junior.
Junior, okay. Wow.
With a business minor.
That's excellent. Okay, and Justin's here to talk to us about tuberous sclerosis complex, and he was diagnosed at 10, is that right?
10 years old, I believe.
Okay. All right, so why don't I just let you talk a little bit. Just tell me a little bit about your diagnosis, give me a little bit of your story.
All right, I'll give the rundown on the story of how I was diagnosed. I was diagnosed, well, first off, before I was even diagnosed, I had a tumor in my foot, in my left big toe. So I got surgery when I was 9 years old.
Yep.
And, we found out that there was a tumor and we really didn't know why. And there's no way of actually knowing if it's linked to having TSC, but I mean, connect the dots. Like I had a tumor, so.
Interesting.
And so I got surgery when I was 9, and then I went to a dermatologist appointment to get a mole removed on my back. But I mean, my parents, we knew my skin. I had the shagreen patch. I had, the ash leaf marks, the lesions on my face and whatnot, like the
facial,
the angiofibromas on my face. I have the fingernail issues.
Fibroma.
The fibromas. Yes, they have a long name, but
yeah.
So the dermatologist saw the marks on my body, saw the shagreen patch and the angiofibromas. Those were like the two dead giveaways, and basically, referred us to Dr. DeMario, Francis DeMario, at
Mm-hmm.
Connecticut Children's Medical Center, and he has, been a rock. He's one of the, best doctors that knows everything about these types of neurological disorders and whatnot. So he's very informative, and I have nothing but good things to say about him. So
I hear you.
I was diagnosed in that dermatologist's office, and we went to Pennsylvania that night, and
wow.
I really had no idea what had just happened.
Yeah.
When you're 10 years old and you're told you have a disease that's like tuberous sclerosis complex, no one has ever heard of that, even though it's the second leading cause of autism, and it's just
right. And who told you? Was it the doctor or was it your parents?
My parents, I guess, but they told my mom, and I was on a lab table pretty much, they told me to take my shirt off and looked at everything with microscope or whatever, and they were like, yep, it's this. And then they printed out this 20-page packet, gave it to my mom, tried to understand it, but it's a lot to take in at one time. And so it was all learning process for me, and put the weight of the world on my shoulders, because I was like, why me? What even is this? And
right. So at 10 years old, you're told that you have this, and I don't know too many 10-year-olds that have the ability to just kind of be like, oh yeah, that's great. There's lots of things we can do about it.
Awesome. Good for me, But
wow.
So I forget the exact age. I think I was becoming a 8th grader or freshman in high school when my mom brought up the Tuberous Sclerosis Alliance, and I had told her, I'm not happy. I'm kind of depressed, and didn't exactly know what my purpose on this earth was, and why I have this. And then I go and see all these people at this walk. I meet Jennifer Waldron, who was nothing but she's perfect. She
really is.
She mentored me, and got it through my head that, hey, I didn't even know you have this. When I first met you, there's no way of actually knowing. I mean, I do have angiofibromas. I take sirolimus cream, so yes, I have got diagnosed and everything. But
she gave you some perspective.
Yeah, she gave me perspective that, hey, I don't have knee braces to walk. I don't have daily assistance in a wheelchair. 60% of the people who have this disease need some sort of help every single day. And I am an independent human being. I work my butt off. I have friends. I have family. I carry on with my life, but in the back of my mind, I always know.
Yep. And I think
how important it is to spread awareness about this disease,
Yeah, I think that's really what, in talking with your mom and, her suggestion that you come on the podcast was that you're willing to stand up and, spread, talk about it, raise awareness, spread the word, because we got to find a cure.
100%. I'm not scared about it anymore,
and that's that's your process through diagnosis to where you are now. Your path has been, it's something that it's good to share it, because I think it gives people hope and inspiration in a lot of ways.
Right.
So, so now you're in school, and so the main effect on your life is